Hi guys, how we doing? Welcome back to Three Hammers podcast. No podcast last week, but we are back again this week. There's been loads going on. I've been really busy, so I haven't had much time to put many videos out. I'm going to try and do a little video explaining what's happening with the channel and that this weekend. But anyway, until then, we are back for this week's podcast. As always, with Luke and Lee. How we doing, lads?
Really good, mate.
Lee in a rather fetching Christmas jumper. I don't know if you can see it once this video is cropped, but...
My West Ham one, no?
He's really gone for it Christmassy today. Right, guys, so obviously, there was no podcast last week because Lee was in Manchester. We're not going to touch on that much, but just briefly on Arsenal.
I am. I'm going to.
Oh, yes, you wanted to, didn't you? We'll drop that in a bit later, Lee. But, Arsenal, very quickly, guys, because obviously it was a long time ago now. Again, absolute... terrible.
It was bad, but do you know what though? Lee's probably might say the same thing I'm about to say now, but I think I said it at the time. We weren't as bad as the scoreline suggested.
No, we weren't.
We weren't.
There was, like I sort of said, there was a 20-minute period which I was scared for, and it happened.
See, the thing is though, is like they scored 4 absolute world-class goals. One of them was offside. And then the other goal was a mistake from us. Like, we weren't as bad as the scoreline suggested. We weren't.
You know, it's a good time just to throw in a little stat I read earlier. I think we've made 10 mistakes leading to goal. We would be 6th if we hadn't have made those individual errors at the moment.
And I'd love to see what it was last year, because a lot of our goals last year were individual errors.
We were the second highest last year. I read this earlier. Second highest, only second to Aston Villa last season. For individual mistakes, so it's obviously an issue. I completely agree about the scoreline. I don't think it flattered them because they were great goals, especially, and I think they were playing with a handbrake on a bit. Arsenal, I think any moment
that period when we were on top, I got the impression that we were only on top because they took their foot off the gas and were just letting us play for a bit, and then they turned it on and took us to pieces, And it was just a world-class performance from Sanchez. Unbelievable performance from Sanchez.
Unbelievable. Before I touch on Slav, Lee, I know you want to talk about him. Dimitri Payet, Lee. What is going on? What's going on? After the Man United game, I know Paul had very similar opinions to Lee for once. Their opinions are the same, but... let's talk about him. Come on. You know,
I've been reading a lot of tweets this week, and a lot of people are defending him, saying his stats are amazing and it's fantastic. But for me personally, what he did at Old Trafford is unforgivable. It's completely unforgivable that we had over 4,000 fans on a Wednesday night. Tuesday night, Wednesday night? Well, I can't remember what it was. Anyway, Wednesday, that drove to Manchester in December, 3 weeks before Christmas, the most expensive time of the year, and he does that. That's absolutely unforgivable, in my opinion. And as soon as he did that, I'm done with him, frankly, because I just think it's absolutely disgraceful that he can think he can just stand there, get the ball away like that, and stand there and not even give a damn about the fans that are driven all that way and wanting to see their team put on a performance. But instead, we saw a bloke sulking. And I don't care if later, I think it's when we was like. At one point, he starts doing step overs, and again against Arsenal the other day, and we were 5-1 down. He starts nutmegging players and doing things like that. It's too late, mate. Pull your finger out early on in the game. All right, your stats are great, but last season your stats were great, and you were scoring goals. You're not doing that this year.
Exactly.
It's got to the point. It's obvious he wants out. It's obvious he wants out of the club. He's playing not to hurt himself, basically. He don't want to get injured, and it is a disgrace. Like he says, that Man United game was ridiculous. He didn't want to be on the pitch. There was, apart from the goal, like there was one moment I remember. He was standing on the side of the pitch, and he just kicked the ball out for a throw. I've never seen Dimitri Payet miss a pass that bad. He literally just kicked it out for a throw. I was like, what are you doing? He didn't care. That was the thing. After he did it, he didn't care. He was just like, oh well.
My feeling is that
as well. Sorry, Lee, on the goal, the guy didn't even celebrate. This is young boy's first goal ever, and he just sort of went.
Yeah, if anything, I thought Fletcher wouldn't have celebrated because against his boyhood club. I thought Fletcher would have went great goal, but I'm not going to celebrate. In fact, it was Payet doing that. And do you know my theory on that game in particular was that Lanzini and Noble both got a rest, and I wondered if he thought, why aren't I getting a rest? Why can't I have a rest today? And it turns out that he did that. And and people will say he's our best player and he's fantastic and he's one of the best players in Europe. He is, but at the moment, his attitude stinks. And I tell you what, Messi, Ronaldo, they'd do it. I'm not putting him in that level. Please don't do me for that. I'm not putting him in that level, but they're quality players that do it every single week in, week out. They don't have off weeks. He's had far too many off weeks. And yes, he is a fantastic player, but his attitude just reeks.
That's why they're the best players in the world, especially like when you think of Ronaldo. Like Ronaldo would literally, obviously never going to happen, but just theoretically speaking. But if that was Ronaldo in Payet's position this season, Ronaldo would be dragging his teammates by the scruff of the neck, saying, "No, we're going to do this. We're going to fight for it." And Payet just ain't got that in him. He just ain't got it in him.
I think there's a difference as well between playing bad and not trying hard. That I can take, give or take players playing bad, but not trying, that's not acceptable. Not trying is not acceptable when you're on 125 grand a week.
Yeah.
And what do you make of that as well? That there was some spouting of rumours that they're going to put him on 200 grand a week.
He's not worth it.
Why?
There's no way. If they, I don't believe that for a second. Anyway, if they did
put it out there,
if they did do it, then what sort of message is that sending to the rest of the squad? For one thing, do you know what I mean? No, it'd be a ridiculous thing to do. And he's gone anyway. He's gone. Forget about it. He's gone.
I read an interesting article. Liam Rossini, he writes on Clarendon and Hugh actually, and he said about Payet that West Ham need to be very stubborn with this guy and go, look, you've got a 5-year contract, mate. You're on 125 grand a week. Start bloody playing and stop sulking, because if we sell him, the message that gets sent out to players like Lanzini, etc., is, I'll stamp my feet, have a little sulk, and I'm out the door.
Yeah. But it is player power though, because you're in a no-win situation. Like,
but then we just keep him.
So what are you going to do? Keep him on the bench for the next 4 years?
Not play him.
Yeah, but what's the point in having a player in the team who's just going to walk around a pitch and not care? You know what I mean? Like that, it's a horrible thing, but what you're supposed to do, it's like cutting your nose off to spite your face.
Yeah,
we're losing by not selling him. We're losing, say, £35 million that we could use to strengthen the squad, and we so desperately need it. Or what? Do we keep
a situation going on?
Or do we just keep a player that don't want to be there? If a player wants to leave in this day and age, if a player wants to leave, they're going to leave. You can't really stop them.
Nothing, do they? That's the thing these days. They're not even worth depending. All they mean is the amount of money they're going to get paid each week and the bonuses in terms of length of contract. Because don't forget, this guy committed his future to us in February. That's 10 months ago. 10 months ago, 11 months ago, he was happy to stay with us for the next 5 years, and all of a sudden, something's happened. Something has turned his head. Something has changed. And I know we're not saying this what we did last season.
Just for a bit of balance, I will say that I can understand him being frustrated as well by the fact that he is the one who's having to do everything on the pitch at the minute, and that is frustrating. And I can understand that as well. And obviously broken promises in the summer. He was probably told when he signed that contract, we're going to get Lacazette in. He's going to be there to feed you. We're going to surround you with world-class players. Obviously didn't happen. He's going to be annoyed.
I read Stephen Gerrard. Brendan Rodgers used to get him to ring up targets and say, I can't remember who it was. There was a few. There was a few examples where they got him to ring up targets and sell the club. Like Payet should feel about the same. Like I just don't think he likes the club anymore. I mean, last season it was lots of things, and like the thing that got me about 3 weeks ago, there was an interview on the West Ham website that says, "Oh, sing my name and I'll play better." No, there was that headline. It said something like, "Payet loves it when you sing his name. It helps him to play better." Just play better regardless. Play better, and you get your name sang.
Yeah. So enough of Dimmy. We know the problems that are going on there. Obviously, real big news is Slav, really, isn't it? I hope you've all caught the interview after the Arsenal game. He made some very, very interesting sort of stab himself in the back comments, which were very weird, weren't they? About slating the players, slating their intensity on the pitch, slating their intensity in training. Obviously, the board have now come out and backed him and said they're going to give him time. But what do you make of it? Just to sum up, guys, what do you make of all this that's going on with Slav at the moment?
Initially, I thought it was something got lost in translation, and what he meant to say was too much time's passed now for him to come out and correct it. But I initially thought what he said was, we don't show the same levels of intensity as we do in training. That would have made sense. To come out and say the training is not as intense.
He did just straight up say they're not doing it in training.
No, that's right. Yeah.
And
So
it's crazy. Like I as soon as I saw that interview, I remember texting to the group chat. I text Luke, and it was like, what has he just said? Like, if they're not doing it in training, whose job is that? That's his job, Slav. That is your job. That's your job and your coach's job. If you can't motivate the players, and you can't even get them working in training,
then you've lost the dressing room.
I can't see a way back from that. I really can't. The game against Liverpool is going to be, for me, it'll probably decide his future, because if the team responds to that, and the team actually do put some effort in, then you'd say, all right, maybe what he said got through to the players. But if they don't, if he's now completely cut himself off from the dressing room, I can't see a way back, and it's a shame. It's a shame.
No, it is a shame. I don't want to see the guy go, but I don't know. There's something seriously wrong there. I don't know. They've backed him, so.
Well, they always are going to, aren't they?
I think they had to. Yeah, I think they had to. Well,
the thing is, if they're going to get rid of him, they've got to do it before January.
I said that as well.
Someone needs to have the opportunity
to
spend money.
Yeah.
And the thing is as well is if he goes, he's going to come in.
Yes, there's no one. In that situation, we're not going to get a decent name in the
current. Well, Mancini is linked, Lee.
But why would he come to West Ham in a relegation battle?
Yeah.
Well, if you get big boy money, you get promised, you've got this amount of money.
The only way I could see him doing
for you.
The only way I could see him doing it is if he comes in on a Benitez type contract that says you can walk away if we get relegated. But then why do you want someone in that position? Why do you want someone to come in who's under no pressure?
Mm.
I don't. I want someone to come in and want to have to do the job. I want someone on a 4-year contract, 3-year contract that's there, that's hungry, and it's always the same names, isn't it? Like Mancini comes out and all these same names. It's like a manager. They always get the same jobs and the same people. Why don't some get a fresh young coach in? Look at what they're called. Bournemouth have done with Eddie Howe. I'd like us to go down that route personally. Give it to a young coach. Someone like Ryan. I don't like Ryan.
When you're in
I
trouble,
like Ryan Giggs, but I'd rather him have the job than someone like Mancini.
When you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, personally. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion.
No, I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there, what people will probably say, like, when we're in trouble, is that the sort of gamble you take?
I think it's a gamble regardless. Like, it doesn't matter who you get in, it's a gamble.
Unless you've got in your Big Sam or Tony Pulis.
Huh? Harry Redknapp to the end of the season, with Giggs as a number 2, to the end of the season, and then Giggs takes over at the end of the season.
I think he's been out of the game too long. If you'd have said that, if we were in the same situation a year ago, then I'd say I wouldn't think that'd be too bad a shout. But I don't know. I think he's been out too long.
But look at like Glenn Hoddle. He was linked to and I think interviewed for the England job when Allardyce got it. He's been out of the job for 15 years.
I know he didn't get it though.
No, but
and then even when Allardyce went, he didn't get it. So
no, but to be even thought about for that job. I don't think length of time out of work.
I don't know. For me personally, that just shows how weak the candidates for the job were.
But like, he was a popular candidate as well. A lot of the ex-players were saying, "Give it to Glenn Hoddle, give it to Glenn Hoddle." So
it's a shame Eddie Howe is not available, because I think he snapped up for the Arsenal job in a couple of years. So it is a shame. I would have liked him. I think he would have been a very good character for West Ham, Eddie Howe.
I can't see Lou Van Gaal coming, but he's another one that's.
I would take Rafa as well, but I don't think Rafa would leave. Newcastle.
Why would he leave Newcastle? And I don't know. It's just such a.
I don't want him to. I really don't want Bilic to go. I don't want to be even in this conversation.
I would love nothing more than for us to stick with Bilic, even if we went down. I'd be happy for Bilic to stay and give him a chance to rebuild. But after his comments, I can't see the ball backing him like after that. If he has lost the dressing room.
With Slav as well, what do we make of these continuous little spouts he has with players? Like, again, Arbeloa was absolutely shocking against Arsenal. I'm not defending him. But obviously, he's had spats with him. There's rumours of spats with Ayew.
I think that's rubbish. I think the Ayew one was rubbish. Employee said it was rubbish. And
there's a Malfitano one from last year. Like, the Sacco one, yes, Sacco seems like he's a bit of a problematic character. But I don't know. Are all these arguments starting to upset the dressing room? Sometimes you can argue with the wrong player and then you start upsetting the other players. Like the Antonio one. That does it all sort of boil back to that Chelsea game where Mark Noble apparently went in the dressing room, give it all he can't play there anymore. Did that sort of undermine him a bit, and that's what's the dressing room? I don't know.
I think the whole Antonio thing, I think the players sort of woke up a bit then and thought, this guy don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is it all linked back to that?
Yeah, maybe. But, end of last season, we went 7 games unbeaten with Antonio at right back. Didn't we?
Yeah.
At least 7. Might have even been more.
I don't know. Like I say, I'd love to see him. I'd love nothing more than to see Bilic turn it around. But
yeah, me too. And I don't like the fact we have to speak about potential replacements, and I hate seeing it in the news.
But it is really realistic now. Again, I don't want to talk about it, but it's something that if we lose Burnley a whole game, I think if we don't 2 draws as well, it's not enough. It has to be 2 wins.
Sunday's irrelevant. Sunday's a free game.
Yeah, Sunday you can wipe out.
It's the next 3, isn't it? It's the 2 home games and then Swansea away. It's massive.
Massive. It's massive. We could be bottom. We could be bottom this weekend. Yeah.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah. On the coaching staff then, guys, obviously, like Paul said, like it's Slavan's job to get it right. Obviously, this week Rio come out, John Hartson come out. Obviously, they've been turned down, but I would have loved to have seen Rio. I think that would have been a great one. How would that be for someone like Reece Oxford? You're turning up in training and the guy you're basically compared to is the guy that's coaching you. Like, I've missed a bit of a trick there.
I have mixed feelings about it, to be honest. One, all right, Rio was a great player, fantastic player, but it's a bit of a kick in the teeth for Slav, isn't it, for him to come out in public, in the media, and say, I can do a better job than what you're coaching.
No, he didn't say that. He said
that's the impression it gives.
That's the impression it gives.
I agree with Leader.
You're coaching rubbish, I'm coming in and I'm going to sort it out. Rio Ferdinand has never coached. So for him to be that brass and to come out and say that, great player,
but I think
great players don't come great coaches.
No, but I think the initial thing that needs to be in there is a leader of that kind.
It's again though, like Lee says, I completely agree with Lee on this point. Like, if Rio had rang up Slav, and said, mate, listen, if you want someone to come in and help out, fine, but to spat it out in the media, like Lee says, in public, he's basically undermined Bilic and said the same thing. You don't know what you're doing.
Would you take him then if he did it that way then?
Oh yeah, I would. Yeah,
make the call like, hello mate, blah blah blah.
Yeah. That's why I said I had mixed feelings about it, because it's the way he went and did it. I wasn't. It didn't rest with me very well. It didn't sit with me very well. It just seemed like, as Paul said, completely undermining. But Bilic was a centre half. Let's not forget. Bilic was a good defender in his day.
I don't know how much he has in day-to-day coaching. A lot of people saying he doesn't. He doesn't actually have a lot to do with the day-to-day coaching. The actual, the sessions.
Most managers these days, though, I think most managers are managers, and they have their coaching staff. And who knows?
John Hartson, for a team that's unfit, I don't think we need John Hartson in there doing the fitness work, because that guy was renowned for being at least a stone and a half overweight.
Same again. We had Teddy Sheringham, didn't we? Probably.
Yeah, we played well with Teddy though. The strikers did well with Teddy.
The first half of the season.
Yeah.
Not the second.
No, that's true.
Bring Zola back to coach him.
Yeah. Is there any ex-players out there that you feel you wouldn't mind? But I'd love Paolo, but it's not going to happen. He's too much of an ego to be, the man below the man.
Can you imagine if Paolo was manager and like someone like Payet was sulking like he is now?
Yeah, but Di Canio was number one.
The thing is, Paolo did exactly the same. Yeah. But one thing you can never say about Paolo, he throw insults at me if you want, guys that are watching. Paolo never ever didn't try hard. When he's on the pitch, that guy 100 million %. Yes, he didn't go away games. He went missing. He didn't go to Burnley. He didn't go to Stoke on Saturday or Sunday. But when he was on that pitch at the bowling ground, that guy, it's the Italian blood. Like, they can't not try hard.
Up and Zaza.
Even he tries.
To be fair, he tries. He's not that good.
Oh, God, we haven't spoke about that shot.
It could happen to anyone.
Another guy that come out actually in the said that he expects West Ham to turn it around. A legend, actually, one of my favourite players at the time, Igor Stimac. He was back in Slav today, actually saying that thinks Slav can get out of it, but he also did go on to say that he thinks it's time for Mark Noble to step up. Like, if you are a captain, mate, it's time to step up. Yeah. What was that stat? Did you have it, Paul? Did you?
Yes.
You said something the other day, and I can't remember what it was top of my head.
Yeah, I actually got it here just in case we were going to talk about it. So this is a quote from Match Report. It basically says, in West Ham's most recent embarrassment at the hands of an Arsenal side whose profligacy alone prevented a harsher scoreline of 5-1. This is the important bit. Noble failed to make a single tackle, interception or clearance, and he didn't register a single shot, key pass or dribble. So he basically did nothing the entire game. The entire game he was on the pitch. He didn't make a single tackle or interception or clearance, and he didn't make any passes or dribbles.
Guys, that's not me, Paul Lee, making it up. That is stats. That's football stats. A guy sat there through the game ticking it off.
That is shocking. It really is.
That's captain. That's captain as well, mate. Remember,
against Arsenal, a London derby.
Yeah. I don't know, mate. I don't know. I think me and Lee were picking up on it. Obviously, the vlog didn't end up going out, but me and Lee picked up on it on Saturday. There was definitely spartans of Noble. It's starting to get to the fans now, isn't it? The fans are starting to say it now.
It's gone a step further for me now, actually, in that I think Reid needs to become the captain. Reid has been outstanding.
I think Reid needs to be captain there as well.
Reid has been. I know it's a big call to strip your captain, but a lot of teams do it. It wouldn't be a first time. And Noble, if he's not doing anything else, then at least he should be leading. And I don't see a leader on that pitch at the moment other than Winston Reid. And I think he should.
I totally agree with that. I think Winston Reid has been immense. Like, yeah, we've conceded 9 goals, but in those, even in the Arsenal game, 5 goals conceded. Winston Reid was really putting a shift in, body on the line. I don't know. It's really depressing making these shows and making the vlogs and everything. It's so
work at the minute. Yeah,
it is.
I'm trying to think of something positive, just so we're not being seen as people say we know you're too positive, don't they? But
there's nothing positive to talk about at the minute, really. Unfortunately,
one positive. I'll tell you what positive. Okay, there's a guy that's come back from Wigan, and I'm really excited that he's back. Reece Burke. Apparently, he's coming back, isn't he? Is it official? I don't know. This was great news for me. He's going to come back apparently as cover for right back. Big positive because he is a bloody good little player. I'll re-spoke.
So is that the get out for not buying a right back in January then?
Possibly.
I mean, that's just. And he's not. He's not even a right back.
No, he's not. He's too. You know, like I describe his footballer as upright. When you're upright, you're centre half. You're not. You're not. You know, like Tompkins at right back. He's too.
Yeah.
Upright, too uptight.
Why? In system, he won't work, would it?
No, he's not. He's not a wing back, is he?
Unless you're going to put him the right side of the 3, and then Sheck goes back in mid.
See, I think Sheck's been great in defence. I don't really want to see him moved out of defence.
If you're taking Mark out, which we don't know whether it's in Slav's plans, Sheck's got to go back in.
Well, I don't think so, because you've got Fernandez who can play there. You've got Lanzini and Obiang, who are a decent partnership in the middle.
Yeah. Obiang's played well, Lee, actually. Not him, but he has played well, Obiang. Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'd rather keep Kiyate in the back 3. We desperately need another centre-half, and we need a right-back more than anything. But the fact that, if that's true, that he's coming back as cover for right-back, that's just ridiculous.
Apparently Reece is very close as well. The other Reece Oxford. I would like to see him go in. I know we keep saying about throwing him in these situations. I would put him in. Honestly, I would. I'd like to see Ogbonna, Oxford, and Reid, or possibly Oxford, Kiyate, Reid. I don't know, because Ogbonna's been a bit shaky the last few games. As soon as it went to a back 4 in the Arsenal game, he did not know what he was doing. He didn't. I just remembered something, guys, that I didn't put on the agenda. Transfers. A few names floating around. Fellaini, one that I called a few weeks ago, saying about leader and would we have him. Obviously, there's possibility.
Could you imagine corners you can see coming towards you? James Collins, Marouane Fellaini, and Andy Carroll. Could you imagine that?
If you've got Collins and Andy Carroll in the box. Collins, Andy Carroll, Fellaini in the box. That is absolute havoc. What do you make?
My only problem with it is a thug. He's a disgusting piece of work.
But I feel like we need that at a minute.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. I've been saying in work, right, that we need, again, these players don't play anymore. Joey Bartons, Robbie Savage, horrible, nasty players. Players that we hate, but when they play for your team, you love them. But that's what, like, when Fellaini plays against us for Manchester United, he is absolutely causing havoc in that middle. Don't leave anyone to rest. And he will run. If anything, he will run. Do you not want him? I want him.
I'd take him. 100%.
We need a player who's lot of West Ham fans are saying no. A lot of West Ham fans are saying
the
no.
only problem I would have with it is what's his motivation if he comes to West Ham? What's his motivation to work hard and do well?
And he was successful at Everton playing behind the striker. He's not going to play there for West Ham. Since he went to Man United, he's been played as a holding midfielder mostly. I think Van Gaal used him up front a few times last season, and he was ineffective. So there's no point bringing him to play as a holding. I'd rather spend the money on an actual midfielder rather than a square peg in a round hole.
That's the story of the season, isn't it? Square pegs in round holes.
We've got enough. As you say, we've got enough of them already.
I want him, but don't play him. Tell him don't go in our penalty box. I think that's the way it is. I do want him. I'll put it out there. Like I say, a lot of West Ham fans saying no, but I think it's what we need. We need someone who's a bit of a nutter in that midfield.
Depends on the money, If they're saying stupid money, then they can do one.
I'm not even saying sign him. I'm saying loan to the end of the season.
Can you see our fans accepting more loans? Have you read Twitter?
Yeah, take a loan just for a nutter in the midfield.
Yeah. But people won't accept it anymore. You read what people put on Twitter, and I know it doesn't directly affect what West Ham do in the transfer window, but if West Ham start loaning more people, it's just going to get more and more negative, and it'll just become a nastier place to be around the club.
Do you really think David Sullivan cares what the fans think? I don't.
No, he doesn't. But what I'm saying is, it's just going to make the atmosphere even more toxic.
I agree, but
I don't think they care, Lee.
They don't care.
I've had them on the show, but I don't think they care. Another one. Quite exciting, whether it's a permanent move or again a loan. Asmir Begovic, I think
we need a keeper.
Yeah, I think another one, big, strong. You can't go wrong with an Eastern European goalkeeper. You can't. They're good, strong guys. Yes, no.
I'd rather we strengthened elsewhere, to be honest. I mean, yeah, Adrian and Randolph.
Options there though.
Adrian and Randolph ain't the best goalkeepers in the world, but assuming Begovic came in, that probably means Adrian's on his way out. And then Randolph is going to know he's going to be going back to the bench, so he's probably going to want to leave as well. So then we're going to need to get another keeper in, and then you're completely changing that position. I don't know. There's other areas we need to worry about before that, in my opinion. Like, we need a right back.
Before we do absolutely anything, we've got to clear out.
We have got to have a massive clear out. Got to have a massive clear out.
They've got to clear out the deadwood.
Well, a lot of players will be going. That's one advantage of loans, I suppose. Torre will be going back. I think Caleri's already gone.
Yeah, I don't know where he's gone. Yeah.
So I think he was injured, and I think they've sent him home. So that's 2 already out the door. Zaza will probably go. So that's 3. So I don't know. There's a few spaces freed up already.
Yeah,
it's an important moment actually Again, we said this at the game on Saturday, and Fletcher's done fantastically well, but he's not ready to be playing week in, week out in the Premier League. And it's such a shame that we're in a position where we're having to rely on is he 19, 18, 19?
20, I think 20.
Is he 20?
Is he?
When we're promised a £1 million striker as well. That's the thing. When you're promised that, and then you're relying on... He is a good player. He's got a lot of potential there, that guy. But, again, he shouldn't be playing. He should not be playing in the Arsenal game. West Ham Arsenal, Ashley Fletcher should not even be on the bench. Do you know what I mean?
The old AC come back with a goal though, albeit a tap in, but goals count.
Yeah, it was. He came on. He
came on too late.
Again, if he would have come on 2 minutes earlier, it might have been a different game.
Do you know, to be fair though, and I said it was a guy who was making that point in the ground on Sunday, and 2 things. One, he was ready to come on when they scored the second goal. So I sort of, and secondly, the physios and the medical staff practically run football clubs these days. They tell the managers this player can play for 20 minutes. And so they would have said to Bilic, this Andy Carroll can only play for this amount. So I don't take the criticism that he should have come earlier. Bilic was probably under instruction.
The reason that people were saying that was because he was, like they showed on TV, he warmed up and took his kit off, ready to come on 3 times before he actually came on. And they kept telling him to go and sit down again. So he was obviously about ready to come on, and then for whatever reason they said, no, we went and sat down, went and warmed up again, ready to come on, no, go and sit down. If he had come on that first or second time they were originally going to bring him on, I think that would have made all the difference.
But that being said, that the period between when all that was happening and them scoring the second goal was when we had our best spell of this game. So I can kind of get Bilic's view where, hang on, we're doing all right here, let's not change it. Let's not change it. So I can kind of get that a bit, that we were playing well.
I was saying at the time, Carroll needs to come on now, and he didn't. I think when we were on top, I think that was the ideal time to bring him on.
Well, we came on, he come on, we stopped playing long balls as well. We was playing long balls the whole game to Ashley Fletcher, and then as soon as he come on, we stopped playing him. It's just, I don't know.
Well, when he came on, we didn't really see much of the ball after that, to be honest.
Anyway, yeah. Cup draw, guys, could have been a bit easier.
To be honest, I don't think it doesn't matter. Write it off. As far as I'm concerned, we're at the FA Cup. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
doesn't matter. Concentrate on not getting relegated, basically.
Yeah. The only good thing, it's quite exciting, it's will be the first ever Friday night game at the London Stadium. Quite nice for the people. Again, hotbed for potential trouble being a Friday night.
I don't think I've ever had a West Ham game on a Friday night. I don't in our lifetime, I don't think. And that's quite a new thing. Yeah, so,
let us know, guys. Have you ever been to a Friday night game at West Ham? Let us know.
7:55 kickoff.
Yeah.
6th January.
Okay. Saturday, guys. Sunday. Sorry, 4:30. A rare game that Lee's not going to, an away game. Liverpool. Again, really easy. But I'm expecting a massive backlash from them because obviously they got beaten by Bournemouth 4-3. But to me, it shows their defence is shaky, and that goalkeeper's not great.
No, he's not. They're there to be got at, but do we have the players to get at them? More to the point.
I think if Carroll starts, I reckon if Carroll starts and we manage somehow to score the first goal, their bottle might go a bit, and then we've got a chance. I think if they score first, I don't see how we can get back into it.
No, it's going to be a long afternoon, I think.
Andy Carroll start, or will he be another?
He'll probably be on the bench, but I'd like him to start.
Yeah.
Another week's training. You never know.
Yeah. Apparently Cresswell and Antonio as well could be in. So that obviously Cresswell's heavily missed, and obviously Antonio is missed. I know we don't like him at right wing back, but he is missed.
I think Masuaku had a good game though. To be fair,
he was all right. Against
Arsenal, when they showed the stats at the end of the game on BT Sport, I think it was on BT. It was BT Sport. He had the most tackles of anybody. He had for West Ham, it was like the most touches, passes. He actually had a decent game stats wise. But we do miss Cresswell.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, no Coutinho for them. That's a bonus.
He's just conceded 5 goals. Does Randolph stay in goal?
With 9 goals. Oh, sorry, no,
Adrian,
yeah. The thing is, Lee, he played well. He played well and still conceded 5 goals. And what does that say?
Do you know what I didn't realise?
Could he save any of them? Apart,
him and Reed had a bit of a dust up. Is that right?
I don't know, mate.
What happened?
My in-laws, who sit at the other end of the ground, said that after one of the goals, him and Reed were squaring up to each other.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was the last goal when Sanchez absolutely destroyed him. Didn't
pick that up on telly if they did. But I mean, I don't think he could have saved any of the goals. When Sanchez chipped him, maybe he could have done better there. But that was just ridiculous anyway.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
But I mean, the 3 goals before that were just ridiculous strikes. They were just fantastic strikes. I don't think he could have got to any of them.
No. Okay then. Last thing, guys. Questions from you lot. Thanks for all the questions as always, guys. Let's go. Question: should we be preparing for a relegation season? Are the board to blame? And that is from Sarif.
Yes and yes, absolutely. Well, we're well in that relegation battle.
We are,
and the board are to blame for not backing up their own hype in the summer. The team. The team hasn't been great, and with again the injuries that we've suffered been absolutely unbelievable. I don't whether that's down to the coaching staff not prepping the players properly or whatever. I don't know, but I think everyone's to blame. Everyone, the team, the manager, the coaches, and the board.
Yeah, with the transfers, like again, we say every week about they've just bought fillers. If any, I think you point it out nearly every week, Paul. Whenever we buy a player, the players we've bought this year, none of them are getting in the first. Well, what does that say? Like the players that were there last year, they're not on their toes. They're secure at their place. No one wants Nordvet in the team, but a lot of people don't want Fagudi in the team either. So what does that say? You've got a £20 million player on the bench. Are you, who was brought in as the striker?
A record signing.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to be the new striker. He can get 20 goals. Can't even get in the team. Well,
the Nordvet thing is interesting. That actually he had a better season last season than Xhaka, Arsenal paid 30 million for. So it's hard to sort of say we bought a rubbish player. I don't think we did buy a rubbish player. I think we bought a player.
I think we got unlucky there. Again, is that the ball trying to do it on the cheap, and they've got unlucky. This time they've got unlucky. They've not pulled a Lanzini out.
Why would you go and spend 30 million on Xhaka, who's had a worse season than a guy available on a free?
But then you could just say, like, that's only looking at one season. You could say there's a reason that Nordveit was allowed to go on a free and Xhaka went for 30 million.
Yeah, you wouldn't let... If a player was that good, you wouldn't
let their contract run down, yeah.
Yeah, but players can allow their contract to run down.
And then even if they did, why were we the only team in for him?
I don't think we were. Come on, I don't think we were. I really don't think we were. Can I just point
I think
out?
Everton sniffed around.
Yeah, I think there was quite a number of clubs after him, actually. Someone's just tweeted us, actually. It sort of links into what we're saying now. And it's not a direct quote. So anyway, it says Valencia director on... Because Valencia's been linked with Zaza today, if you've not seen that. And their director said this: the biggest challenge is the salary he has at West Ham is absolutely exorbitant, but could be negotiated. So I wonder how much he's on.
I think that's meant to be extortionate.
Well,
yeah.
The thing is, though, he's on loan. That's not West Ham's fault.
He nearly scored against Man United the other night.
Yeah, great shot. Yeah.
No, the header. He had an header, didn't he? Saved as well.
Yeah, he had. That was a terrible header. He had his eyes closed and just. Yeah. But no, like that. Zaza's wages got nothing to do with West Ham. That's Juventus.
Mark Gordon again, the same guy that just tweeted Lee. Would we take Alan Pardew back if we lose the next 3 games? Just popped into my mind. Well, he's not really doing a great job at Palace, mate. In fairness,
I think with Pardew, he seems to have a fantastic start at clubs and then fades away. And a similar thing happened at West Ham and happened at Newcastle.
Ego. He has a massive ego. Pards. I like him. I like him a lot, but
I like him. I don't want him back as manager.
I don't want him back. No, I don't want him back. Stacey, who would you sack if you could? 1, the owners. 2, Brady for your management team. 4, some of the players, because at the min it's all 4 for me.
Well, I wouldn't sack Bilic. The coaching staff needs sorting out, and then obviously like the 3 amigos. See you later. Yeah.
Oh, Karen. Yeah. Listen.
I'll keep David Gold at the club because I don't think he knows what day of the week it is anyway. He just sort of
he got caught out with that in-betweeners thing this week as well.
He probably just sort of dodders around the stadium, has his cup of tea.
This is lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, he's all right. David Gold's all right, but no, I'm sorry, Sullivan.
It's time to go, and I'm not just saying that because it's bad. It is time to go. They've done enough. I know Lee might sit there and defend now. He looks like he's going to say something defensive.
I'm not. I'm just sat here.
I think it is time for them to go. I do.
I think it's ridiculous to want to get them out during a season. I don't think it's the right time. I think it needs to be at the end of the season.
I agree with that.
We've got enough. There's enough
turmoil
at the club at the moment to want to change. Thanks, Paul. To want to change managers as well. And I think if it's going to happen, it has to happen at the end of the season. And frankly, we've said this. I don't know. I just can't be bothered.
Yeah. Okay, Sneaks. What is our opinion on dropping a lot of our first team players, including Payet, and giving some of the young guns a go?
Not an answer. not the answer.
The position we're in, we can't,
No.
which is unfortunate. And if we were in a position which was better, we wouldn't be having this debate either. We'd be saying, "Oh, we're doing well. We don't need to drop them." But
like people were saying, like Samuelson, who's come back now after loan, he couldn't get in Blackburn's team. You just read into that as much as you like.
I know, mate. I know.
He could not get into Black. Another one I've seen is Quinner. Quinner is 17, maybe 18 now. He's just signed his first pro contract. He was shocking when he played in those Europa League matches.
Well, I wouldn't say he was snake, weren't
He played all right.
he wasn't shocking.
Podcast, Paul. That's a direct quote from you.
I said he was shocking.
Not shocking. Poor.
I tell you who did look good. Keeps coming up. Josh Cullen looked good. But who was that young guy, the winger? Is it Pafat Williams or something like that?
Oh, Parfit Williams, yeah.
Or Jordan Brown. Who was the one who did that run?
Jordan Brown as well.
In the Europa League, where he did that run and he should have shot. But he squared it to Antonio. Do you remember that game?
Yeah, that's Jordan Brown. Yeah.
Jordan Brown. Yeah, he looks sharp and busy. But again, I don't know. You can't be putting these pressure on the pups. You know, like I'm thinking like what happened to people like Dan Potts and Freddie Sears.
I mean, we're here literally just saying that Fletcher's not ready to start every week, let alone...
And he's a good player.
Yeah, let alone everybody else being chucked in at the same time. You end up like we had at City... Not City, it was Forest, wasn't it?
Yeah, they got absolutely...
When Sam put all the kids in.
That was a good day.
Great day for you, Lee. SB, guy who gives us the best questions, he really does. What do we want for Christmas this year?
3 points.
Physical items, not West Ham wins.
Ah.
That's what he actually says, look.
Physical items, not West Ham wins.
Yeah.
I want a new TV.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind a PS PlayStation VR thing if my missus wants to pay out 400 quid. Cracking Carol. Who do we need to get in January to turn our season around? And do you think we will finally splash the cash on players, e.g. striker fullback? I'd like to think so, but I don't think we will.
Even if
they try to do it on the cheap as much as they can.
Even if they did turn around and say, yeah, we are actually going to spend 40 million on a striker, what £40 million striker is going to come to West Ham in the bottom three?
Yeah, that's right. Even Jermaine Defoe, like I keep saying I want him.
First of all, Sunderland wouldn't sell him.
Yeah, that's
the thing straight away. Sunderland wouldn't sell him. Like, why would they?
Yeah.
And then I keep seeing people talking about like players like Martial from Man United. Why would he?
No.
Why would he come to West Ham? Even Memphis Depay, who's I'd love to get at West Ham. Maybe in the summer just gone we had a chance, but now, why would he come to West Ham?
Someone made that point actually, Paul. What you're just saying there. In the summer, when we was riding on a high, new stadium, no one knew nothing about what was wrong with it. West Ham had the massive chance to push themselves and go and buy someone, and we didn't.
I just don't like all them big players, and there's loads of names keep being mentioned from Man United, like Fellaini as well, Schneidlin. I keep seeing mentioned. Again, why would they come to West Ham? Why? There's no reason. I don't see us getting. I think a lot of fans are going to be massively disappointed at the end of January.
Yeah,
I really do.
I can see. Referring back to an older window, the Benny McCarthy Mido sort of thing going on. Where it's like, yeah, brilliant. Wayne Bridge, Mido, Benny McCarthy.
But like, there's two ways to do it, in there. There's that way, or there's the Eggy way, which was let's pay Matthew Upson £100 a week.
In fairness to Eggy, though, he did buy good players.
Yeah, no, he did, but a lot of those were extortionate. Like we were paying ridiculous wages. To get him.
I agree.
That's the point I'm making. Is there's two ways to do it. There's the free transfers has been route. There's the which we did last time we got relegated, apart from Bar, I think. And then even that he had a clause, didn't he, to get out. And then the Eggy.
Again with Eggy, I know he did wrong Eggy, but I'm going to list a couple here. Craig Bellamy was a great player, and Scott Parker was also that generation as well.
Even like Kieran Dyer and Freddie Lundberg. Dyer and Lundberg were fantastic players. Yeah. We just got unlucky with them with injuries.
That's going to happen. Yeah, we didn't know they was going to play that way. Yeah. Aaron Little, if we had to sell anyone, who would it be? Lanzini or Payet?
Payet.
Yeah, Payet, 100%.
Yeah, Payet.
Lanzini, as long as he stays, Lanzini we can build a team around for years to come.
Arch press Lanzini as well. Well, not even harsh press. It's fan opinion. Really negative towards him at the minute.
Do you know Lanzini's best game this season was Tottenham when he played in Noble's position? Stick him there every week. It was outstanding against Tottenham.
Andy Smith, what hurt more? 1, destroyed by Arsenal. 2, falling apart against Watford. 3, losing against Spurs. Or 4, destroyed in the cup by Manchester United. Spurs.
Yeah, Tottenham 100%.
I hate Spurs with a passion. Absolutely hate them.
It's the way it got, like we said. We said on the podcast at the time, it would have hurt less to lose that game 4-0.
Yeah, 100%. West Ham fan page. If an Arab prince bought West Ham, would you be happy if they said we will knock down the stadium and rebuild the London Stadium?
Is there a single West Ham fan in the world that would say no? Really?
I don't think we should be knocking down the stadium.
It's the Olympics legacy. It's London's legacy. Shut up. Knock that thing down and start again. What do you reckon, Lee?
I don't think they'd be able to do it, would they?
Oh, it doesn't matter whether they would be able to or not. Would you?
Talking about Arabs with ridiculous money.
Yeah, if you've got enough money, you can do anything.
Frankly, I'd rather them get a new site rather than have it in Stratford.
Yeah. Well, so we keep the Olympic legacy.
Well, no, stay there for 3 years while you build a brand new stadium.
Yeah. So.
No, but there is a bit of that.
I know. I'm joking.
There is a bit of that. And look, you work in a school when it's all about that sort of thing, isn't it? And legacy and things and the future of the...
It's all about that, Lee, but the sports funding now gone. You know, like, build up to the Olympics, there was courses everywhere and things going on. That don't exist anymore.
Do you know how much I care about the Olympics legacy?
I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. It was great. It was an amazing experience in London, but I don't care.
I'm not saying I care.
Do you watch Olympics any other time of the year?
No, listen to me. I'm not saying I care. What I'm saying is that's a thing that's going to be a big thing about it. If you're saying, will you knock down the stadium, they won't be able to. Why not?
Okay, yeah.
If like, we're all talking theoretically here. If, like, Qatar came in and said, right, we want to knock it down. Qatar already own the Olympic Village, as far as I'm aware. They already own the site.
Yeah, I think so, mate, yeah.
If they came in and said, we're going to knock the stadium down, they basically do what Tottenham wanted to do and say, we're going to build a dedicated athletics track next door. We're going to rebuild the stadium as a purpose-built football stadium. And it will take this massive spending that the government's doing on the stadium out of your hands. We'll pay 500 million for the stadium. They ain't got to worry about taking out it's not even retractable seating, taking out the temporary seating at a cost of bleeding 5-6 million every time.
They've said, you know, we've got obviously the World Championship next year in England, the athletics. They've said they underestimated how long it takes to actually transfer it. Apparently, they reckon it was 7 days or 10 days. Now they're saying it takes 3 weeks to do that. So there is rumours that West Ham won't have a home game for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Yeah, but that's not Liverpool did that at the start of this season. It's not a strange thing.
No, I'm just saying though that it's just.
But a bit of that was the company went bust, didn't it? Which West Ham and the government or whoever owned the LDC, whatever they're called, could not have foreseen the company that were going to put this state-of-the-art seating in going bust.
No. And the thing is, it's like state-of-the-art seating is scaffolding. It's not retractable seating.
Now it is.
I know, but what it was supposed to be, yeah, I understand that. But the thing is like I say, now that it isn't retractable, they have to actually take the seats out of the stadium and store them elsewhere. And they were saying it costs it was something like 5-6 million every time they want to move the seats. That's more than we're paying in rent.
No, that's right.
And that's just to accommodate us. Like, the government are going to look at that, and that's why Luke's best mate, Mayor of London, is looking at that saying, hang on a minute, like, what's going on?
I don't like Sadiq.
That's all going to come to a head, that will.
Yeah.
They'll probably turn around and say you can't put the temporary seating back in, and you have to stay in athletics mode.
So, next one.
No, sorry, hang on. Yeah. Hang on. I've lost my train of thought, so move on. Sorry.
Okay, right. Must be a distant relative of mine, this guy, Tony Ahern. What are your thoughts on signing Alexander Mitrovic in January with his attitude problems? And if so, how much would you pay for him? he's another one. He's another nutcase, another leader. But talking to a Newcastle fan in work, they said it's actually one of those sort of, claret and blue sunglasses with Mark Noble. It's black and white glasses with him up there. Like Adrian, sort of. He's like an Adrian character where it's like he's got this passion and you warm to him, but he's not actually that good.
Mm.
He has, I don't know what's Premier League and what's Championship, but he has 12 goals in 45 appearances for Newcastle.
1 in 3. Yeah. Good in the air. I don't know.
One of them,
again, that's one of your on the cheap ones, though, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. No.
It's just meh. I'd rather have Mandzukic.
Yeah, I want Edin Dzeko actually. I really think I'd love to see us goal out for him, or Javi Hernandez, but he ain't coming either.
That'd never happen. That again, that's another one in the summer maybe, but no chance.
That's another realistic target we should have gone for as well. Javi Hernandez. Maybe Lacazette is well out of our league. Hernandez wasn't. Even Dzeko probably wasn't either. Costa Hammer. Do you know where the stat that Payet has made 46 chances has come from? As I don't remember all these chances.
Yeah, I saw this tweet.
That's a good point, actually.
PremierLeague.com, and under his stats it says 5 assists, 1 goal, and 3 great chances created.
That's a very, very good point. That is a very good point, because I actually thought the same thing. All these chances, most chances created in Europe this season. How do they define that? How is that defined? I don't know. That's a very good point.
Does corners count in that? I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know with that, mate. If anyone does know where these stats are sort of originate from, please get in touch. Leave some comments. Last question, guys. Should we fire Bilic now and get Mancini in, or risk getting relegated with Bilic still being the manager? Obviously, we've touched on this a little bit. Just one word answer, guys. Yes, no?
No.
No, not for me at the minute. In 3 games' time, in 2 podcasts' time, my opinion may change. But we'll talk about that probably in that midweek after the sort of whole game. Yeah. Sorry, guys. One other thing. Obviously, we're not going to put a preview out this week. Predictions for Liverpool.
Yeah.
5-1 would be a good result.
I mean, who knows? I don't know. I really don't know. I reckon 3-1 to Liverpool.
Last season, I'm going to try my luck again. Last season, on the way to the ground, I said we were going to lose 6-0. We ended up winning 3-0, so I reckon we're going to lose 6-0. Because it works like that. It works like that.
Yeah, it does. That's it this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry we wasn't here last week. We're obviously, like Paul said, he's going to put a video out telling us what's going on and all that stuff. Big congratulations to West Ham Fan Zone on hitting 25,000 likes. Big congratulations to them. We're very close to 1,500 subscribers, so please get us out there, liking, tweeting, sharing our stuff. Really helps us. I don't know whether you see a tweet I'll put out, guys. If we can get 150 retweets, I've asked if Bazinga will come on the show. So, guys, if you've seen that tweet, retweet it. It'd be really nice if we can get Bazinga on it. He may respond. We don't know. I know he's seen our show before, Bazinga, and I know you've been on the other channels, so it'd be really nice to get you on someone like that. That's it. We'll be back next week. I'll probably be back with a review of the Liverpool game. But from me, from Paul, from Lee, come on you irons. Let's go.
Cheers.